Good morning, students. Hope all of you are fine. As in previous lecture, we discussed chapter 4 of civics and we completed the question answer also of that chapter, the working of institution. So today we will proceed with our geography book, and this is chapter 5 of your book, and name of this chapter is natural vegetation and wildlife. As you know, this topic is very common, the natural vegetation and wildlife. We do this chapter in various classes, from in class 6 also, 7 also, and 8 also. So already there are so many topics that you are well aware about these. So let us start now this chapter, natural vegetation and wildlife. So the very first thing that is that we should know the meaning of what do we mean by natural vegetation. So for that, we have observed the type of trees, bushes, grasses and birds in the fields and parks in and around our school. Are they similar, or there are variation? So in various area you can see the different type of plantation, right? So India being a vast country, we can imagine the types of bioforms available throughout the country. Our country, India, is one of the 12 mega biodiversity countries of the world. With about 47,000 plant species, India occupies 10th place in the world and 4th in Asia in plant diversity. Beta, all these points, it should be highlighted or it should be underlined. These are very important. And there are about 15,000 flowering plants in India, which account for 6% in the world's total number of flowering plants. And the country has many non-flowering plants such as ferns, algae and fungi. And India also has approximately 90,000 species of animals as well as a rich variety of fish in its fresh and marine waters. So, by just reading this paragraph, we just came to know that why India is called the mega biodiversity. Because a large number of plantation species and animal species, these are found in India. Natural vegetation refers to a plant community which has grown naturally without human and has been left undisturbed by humans for a long time. It means without human interference, whatever vegetation grow, that is known as the natural vegetation. And if it is undisturbed by the humans for a long time, this is termed as a virgin vegetation. Thus, cultivated crops, fruits, orchards form part of vegetation but not natural vegetation. So, here do we just know about the definition that grown itself without the human efforts. Now, the virgin vegetation, which are purely Indian, are known as endemic or indigenous species, but those which have come from outside India are termed as exotic plants. Like we have discussed now about the virgin vegetation that is undisturbed by human beings for a long time. Now, this virgin vegetation, it is also of two types, that is purely Indian, that is known as the endemic or indigenous species, and which came from outside India, those are termed as the exotic plants. With that, there are two more terms, that is flora and fauna. The term flora is used to denote plants of a particular region or period. Similarly, the species of animals are referred to as fauna. This huge diversity in flora and fauna kingdom is due to the following factors. Now, which all factors are there which affect the natural vegetation? Like the very first factor, that is from the relief. In the relief also, the 2 points are mentioned: land and soil. So the very first point, the factors affecting flora and fauna, that is land. Land affects the natural vegetation directly and indirectly also. We cannot expect the same type of vegetation in the mountainous area, plateau, plain, or dry and wet region. Everywhere, beta, the features of vegetation are different. The nature of land influences the type of vegetation. The fertile level is generally devoted to agriculture. As you know, there's fertile land, these northern plains. Earlier, there were the thick forest, but now it is used for agriculture only. And the undulating and rough terrains are areas where grassland and woodland develop and give shelter to a variety of wildlife. Now, the next topic is soil. The soils are also vary over space. As we have read about the various type of soils, black soil, alluvial soil, red soil, laterite soil, sandy soil, right? So this vary over the space, and different types of soils provides basis for different types of vegetations. The sandy soils of the desert support cactus and thorny bushes, while wet, marshy, deltaic soil support mangroves and deltaic vegetation. The hill slopes with some depth of soil have conical trees. So it depends on the soil that which type of natural vegetation will grow over there. Now the next factor that is mentioned, it is the climate. Now there are various factors of climate, like the very first one that is mentioned, it is temperature. The character and extent of vegetation are mainly determined by temperature along with humidity in the air, precipitation and soil. On the slopes of the Himalayas and the hills of the peninsula above the height of 915 meters, the fall in the temperature affects the type of vegetation and its growth. As you know, the vegetation differ as we go at the higher altitudes and changes it from tropical to subtropical, temperate and alpine vegetation also. Means if we are going far away from the equator, the distance from the equator as well as the altitude, both have effect on the temperature, and the same way it both have impact on the natural vegetation also. Now the next factor is the photoperiod. Photoperiod means sunlight. The variation in duration of sunlight at different places is due to differences in latitude, altitude, season and duration of the day. Due to longer duration of sunlight, trees grow faster in summer. So this also photoperiod or sunlight, this also has a significant impact on the types of vegetation. Now the next is the precipitation. Precipitation, like in India, almost the entire rainfall is brought in by the advancing southwest monsoon from June to September. Like we have done the chapter also related to that. And retreating northeast monsoon. So areas of heavy rainfall have more dense vegetation as compared to other areas of less rainfall. Now see, just below it, this highlighted box is given that why have the western slopes of the western Ghats covered with thick forest and not the eastern slopes. बेटा वेस्टर्न जो स्लोप्स हैं इट गेट द हाईएस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ रेन. वी हैव डन दैट टॉपिक. एक लाइक एक होता है हमारा विंडवर्ड साइड और एक होता है हमारा शेडो एरिया. मीन्स whatever the slopes that comes on the way of the monsoon winds, that is the windward area, and its other side it is the shadow area. That shadow area means that it doesn't get the heavy rain. right? So this is the reason, because the eastern slopes, these comes under the shadow area during rainy season. So today we have discussed about the definition of natural vegetation and the factors affecting flora and fauna of any area. So hope all of you have understood this topic. Thank you and have a nice day.